Hello and welcome to Zigwheels. We are here today with a very interesting topic. Now, yes, I agree, the studio is not a very interesting place, but our topic certainly is. We are talking about racing, and not just any racing, but endurance racing.
But before we carry on, don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell to stay notified.
Now first, a little bit about exactly what endurance racing is. Now a normal race works on a fixed number of laps. An endurance race works on a fixed time frame, and this is usually a long time frame as the name implies, because it has to test the endurance of both human and machine. Now when it comes to cars, the most famous endurance race of course is the 24 hours of Le Mans. But even motorcycle endurance racing is actually a thing, and the most famous motorcycle endurance race is the 8 hours of Suzuka, where you've had MotoGP greats like Valentino Rossi, Carlos Checa and Colin Edwards participate and win. Now motorcycle endurance racing happens in India as well. Of course, it doesn't happen on the same scale as a Le Mans or a Suzuka. Recently, we got a chance to sample some endurance racing right here in India, and we've got Power Drift's own Varun Painter at the Curry Motor Speedway in Coimbatore, who's going to let you know exactly how that happened.
Exactly how PD says the Le Mans or even the Suzuka 8 hours endurance race that happens internationally, well, they are very harsh and extensive. But we right here in India are very grateful because Suzuki is having us or giving us a taste of what endurance racing really feels like. So the format for this particular race is very simple. It's not going to be for a long period of hours, but it's going to be for 60 minutes. And here's the thing. There's no tire change allowed, there's no fueling allowed, which means whatever fuel that is there in the tank at the start of the race, you'll have to carry that till the very end of the race. As far as pit stop goes, one rider, the first rider or even the second rider that goes out on the track, he or she has to come in within 25 minutes, which means there has to be at least 2 pit stops that a team has to take.
Now that sure sounds like a lot of fun. Suzuki does have a lot of experience running their one-make series, the Gixxer Cup, here in India for the last few years. And the bike they use in that is a highly modified version of the Gixxer SF, the same bike we are running in this race. And here's Varun once again to get you more details about the bike.
So this is the same motorcycle, this is the Gixxer Cup motorcycle, the very same motorcycle that is being used for the championship as well. A lot of changes visibly. I'm just going to quickly take you through on what the changes are for the motorcycle. You've got lowered clip-ons, the foot pegs are now rear set. There's a different seat for the rider. You've got a cowl instead of the rear pillion seat. The front has been tapered. The digital instrument cluster remains to be there, but you've got different set of rubber both on the front as well as the rear. So the rear is sporting Diablo Rosso from Pirelli. The front's got Sport Demon again from Pirelli. Sticky rubber, grips really well when it warms up. And there have been changes to the engine as well. But all in all, this motorcycle weighs about 20 kilos lighter than the motorcycle that you see on the roads. This basically is a bike that you can take around Kari at full pace and just have a lot of fun.
Now that we've seen the bike, time to look at our contenders. Representing Zigwheels is Amar Katkar, someone who has a fair bit of experience racing on the track. And let me tell you a little secret, he's quite fast too. And now, as Varun had mentioned, for this Suzuki endurance race, there were teams of 2, which were picked randomly out of lots, and Amar got paired with Abhilasha from Express Drives. So let's try and get into Amar's head.
Alright, Amar has joined me. Amar has been on the racing circuit before. He's raced in previous media races with different manufacturers. But this is going to be different, Amar, because you are pairing up with another individual. How different is it going to be, especially since it's a lady? Do you feel honored, privileged, or how is it going to work out?
Yeah, definitely, Varun. I am honored that I am paired with a lady rider. I've seen her riding previously, so I think she will do well here also. And in endurance, it's all about strategy.
Yes.
So we will have fun.
Yeah.
It's all about consistency. So let's see how will it go.
Now representing Bike Dekho is Benjamin, who handles road testing duties at Bike Dekho and Zigwheels. A very smooth and consistent rider, but someone with not much experience racing. So what was his strategy for the race?
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, you heard from Amar Katkar before, but I have with me Ben. Ben, who's pairing up with Shiraz from Bike Advice. The team has been formed by a lucky draw of sorts, but what is your strategy going into this race, Ben?
The race is a 60-minute race, and obviously it's endurance, so the main idea is to complete the race. So the strategy here is we will be riding for 10 minutes each, and then we'll be swapping bikes so that we don't get tired easily, and we'll be able to endure the whole race.
Okay. So pretty straightforward strategy here. Preserve, reserve and win the race. Good luck.
Now then, to the race. Now, just like international level motorcycle endurance racing, this race also had a very interesting and fun start, because it began with all the bikes lined up in the order of the qualifying times on one side of the start-finish straight. All the riders were on the other side, while the number 2 riders held the bikes ready for their number 1 riders. These number 1 riders then had to run across the width of the track, hop on their bikes, start them and then start racing. It's chaotic and it's extremely fun to watch. Now both Amar and Ben had different strategies when it came to taking pit stops and swapping riders. So how did they fare? Well, thanks to a bit of mechanical trouble, especially in qualifying, and then later a massive lap time difference between Amar and Abhilasha, they could only finish 33 laps in 60 minutes, which was 3 laps less than the winning team, which was good enough for just about 6th place. And Ben and Shiraz's bike swap strategy didn't really pay off, which meant they completed only 30 laps in that 60 minutes, which was enough to place them actually much lower down the order. So basically not really a happy finish for both the teams, but nonetheless both our boys had a great time. We like to give a big shout out to our friends at Power Drift.
Yup.
And especially Varun
One more time.
for helping us out with this video on the track. And if you're wondering how the next rider Raghav did in his race, well, do go to the Power Drift channel and check out their video. Thank you all so much for watching. For now, I've been PD, you guys have been fantastic, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.